Now, I'm here to tell you today what goes on behind the scenes of a baseball game, whether you're watching it on live production or you're actually there. So the agenda for today, I'm going to be going over my supervisor, what different jobs I had, the wins of the internship, challenges, translation, the other on the how it went, and any questions that you guys have. So my supervisor, as Josh said, is Kyle Dawson. He is the two-time Frontier Broadcaster of the Year, the play-by-play announcer, Vice President of Baseball Operations, and just finished his 8th season with the Wildthings. He is the person I reported to, gave all my recaps to, basically all my work to get feedback on, and everything else. Now for some of the jobs that I worked. I worked camera operator towards the end of the summer, like Josh said, when everybody went home for break, when the colleges would no longer provide them stay. They went home, and there were not a lot of production interns at all from the beginning of the summer anyway. So I got to be on camera quite a bit actually. I started on third base, went to first base side, and then actually got to be play-by-play for I think 2 games, which was one of my goals in the end. In the beginning, to be play-by-play, that was basically like the biggest camera you could get, because you're filming every play you're on camera. It's shooting, just going to you, the producer going to you. So that was pretty fun. I did video editing. This was a little bit, I did for about a week or 2. Helped out another intern with it because it just got to be too much for her. So I selected individual clips and highlights of the games that went on. They could have been like in-game activities that were interesting, or just plays like home runs, grand slams, RBIs, or something like that. So I clip those things, those clips, and send them off to Kyle or somebody who's doing the actual highlight videos. I was a scoreboard operator. I did this a lot at Waynesburg, so it's not too different. Just a different board, so it's just another job that I worked. I wrote recaps for the Washington Wildthings. I only did a couple. There was a certain amount of times that I had to double team the recaps with somebody because we had a lot of interns. So I kind of got a new taste of new recaps and new writing styles from these people. So it was a good time. Filmed highlights. Again, I would love to film highlights of the sheets and aqua balls. It's when you put 2 people in these little like hamster balls and they go running at each other, and one of them usually falls down, not both. So I really try to get creative and film these in-game activities like that. That was definitely one of the more fun things of this internship. Like Josh said, I was working on the media guide. This was very, very tedious work. But it was fun. It was really what I want to do in the future too. But you have to search up every individual stat of a pitcher, a batter, anything that they might have had. So it took a while, but it was definitely rewarding work in the end. It was fun. It's definitely something I want to do in the future. All right, when's the internship? I had a lot of experience from different jobs. Like I just said, that's a lot more jobs than I thought I would have been working in the beginning of the summer. I had a phone call with Kyle at the beginning of the summer who said I'd be working both production side and media relations side of things, so I expect to do a little bit more than I would maybe at Waynesburg. But I was doing a lot, and that's definitely something that I wanted to do. I want to challenge myself a little bit and see how much I want to know, or how much I did know, and how much I could actually learn. So that's something that I consider a win. More connections and new friends. This is my friend Gabby here. I met her at the internship. And so I have more connections now on things like LinkedIn than I did before the summer, which is another goal of mine. Maybe that will stem into a job maybe down the line or something like that. New friends. I made a lot of new friends. There was a lot of interns this year, which I'm happy about, because again, there's new connections. Working for a pro team, this is something that I wanted to do because here at Waynesburg we run a really good sports information operation. We're working for a pro team, it's just another level. We get that kind of pro environment that we want to see. I get to see what I need to do to become a pro, and what kind of attitude I need to have going into things, stuff like that. some challenges. Like I said, there was a lot of interns, which made it hard to find jobs to do. Some recaps we'd have to double team again. We would have to sometimes just shadow kind of what other jobs were going on, which made it kind of difficult to get on-hand experience. But I did get a lot of experience, not saying that. But it just, even trying to walk through the press box was kind of crowded at times because all people's equipment and stuff were on the floor, or people just standing around doing nothing. Not a lot of people doing nothing, but at some days it was shadowing, gotta kind of move around and stuff, it's hard. And then expenses too, like Josh said, I live in New York. If I were to go home, it cost me about $150 round trip in gas. So plus all the food I have to buy, it would kind of put me on a budget. I had to be on a budget. So it was kind of hard. I did do DoorDash on the side to get a little bit more money back. And I did get a little bit more money at the end of the summer for working the playoff games and stuff too, so that wasn't too bad. Rainy days, when it would rain at the park, it would sometimes damage the electrical stuff for the cameras. So that would cause sometimes to black out on the production stream, so they couldn't take my camera when I was going on live. So I'd just be shooting highlights sometimes if that happened, and it would honestly just get you wet and miserable. So that was no fun. Finding something to do on the off days, Waynesburg, it's not really the best place to be when nobody's around. There's not a lot of stuff to do. But your friends aren't here, maybe they left for the summer. So I'd have to find something to do to just keep me occupied. A lot of times I was just playing with my friends on Xbox or something like that, which would keep me occupied for most of it. What I'll bring to Waynesburg, the experience of working with a pro team. I now know the professional environment of a pro organization, the press box, and what it's like to work in it, and I'll bring that to here to hopefully improve the sports information directive office. Live production differences, like I said, I worked for Washington about 2 years ago, so I'm not too involved with it, but I still know the differences of it. And the production of the Washington Wildthings. So if I see maybe if something's a little bit better that Washington does, I can bring it over here and suggest it to my good friend Seth. And if there's something that Washington does, maybe I can suggest it to Kyle. Communication skills. I learned a lot about communication. Meeting like maybe 30, 40 new people, new interns and stuff over the summer. Help me communicate and just talk to people that I maybe didn't know before. So it was really good. Things that from Waynesburg that helped me, sports writing and news writing class, that helped me really determine and find out what people like to read about, what people wanted to read about, instead of just writing some bogus thing that nobody would want to read or anything. And that helped me categorize what's important at the top and then ending, conclusion, all the information in the middle. Working sports information helped me with things like the media guide work, the live stats that I did for one game, scoreboard work, all the baseball things that I've worked in the past for sports information were basically the same at the Wildthings, which helped me a lot. And again, just boosting, doing the camera, audio, graphics. I didn't do audio graphics for the Wildthings, but the camera work was much, I knew what to film because of Lucin and what it taught me. Finally, we got other. It's probably my favorite moment of the summer here. Probably the favorite night too. That was an awesome night. Any questions? Dave?
What advice would you have for other students that are looking for internships that might be like a little worried to get out there and try?
I'd say do whatever internship you can do the most at, even if it's unpaid. Just go and do it, because you don't know you might not know what you want to do in the future, and doing something that will give you a lot of opportunities to do different jobs will help you kind of like narrow it down like it did for me. I was looking at this internship, I knew it was unpaid, and I was kind of feeling down about it, but now I've got a better idea of what I want to do in the future, so it definitely helped with that.
I made time.
Okay. Anyone else?
You mentioned some video editing. Was that something that you went in with, or did you really hone your skills there?
That's actually something I learned a little bit about in videography with Professor Melinda, Dr. Melinda Roeder. So I did a little bit of it. I knew a little bit, but I definitely learned a lot from the other intern that was working there too, and helping me. So she did do a lot in helping me learn with editing video. Thank you. Next up, we got Ron Brown, the GOAT.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.